We're Group 6. I'm Jose Avila, and I'm joined by.
I'm Hannah Marad.
I'm Zachary Velasquez.
I'm Andrew Paredes.
I'm Alexander Koloshinsky.
I'm Alec Gonzalez.
And our topic is civil engineering.
So to start us off, we're going to take a look at the industries served by civil engineers. Civil engineering involves the design and execution of safe and efficient structural works that benefit society. So this includes infrastructure such as roads, gas pipelines, bridges, power structures, basically anything that gets stuff from point A to point B efficiently and safely. Another industry served is the architecture and construction industry. And basically architects design and have this idea, and civil engineers are the people that take the project and turn the architect's dream into reality by overseeing the design to completion process. Civil engineers also have geotechnical applications, and they work with geological engineers to evaluate potential mining locations and make sure the miners get in and out safely. And civil engineers are also serve a lot in government projects and public works, which is basically a combination of everything above, since the government does a lot. And an example of this is Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal.
Common job titles and descriptions. So a surveyor. So surveyors kind of make maps, like site maps, and they kind of also watch over property bounds to make sure that the buildings that are being built are in the correct like locations and within boundaries and all that, to make sure that it's also like in legal range so that it complies with everything. And another job title is a CAD technician. So CAD technicians use software to design like building models, and they could be 2D or 3D. And these technicians also may have experience in architecture because they need some experience in making buildings and constructing how buildings are actually made and like modeled. And then a third job title is a building engineer. So building engineers maintain buildings, and they also kind of make sure that they're up to date with everything. So these engineers should be knowledgeable with, let's say, heating and cooling and all the other equipment that the buildings have in them, so that they can adequately check and make sure that the buildings are up to safety codes, and to make sure that the buildings are safe for the people who are in them or live in them or work in them.
The current job market and average salaries, employment of civil engineers is projected to grow 7% from 2021 to 2031, with about 24,000 job openings. So if you're currently majoring in civil engineering or concerned of the job openings upon graduation, you are most likely going to find a job. The mean average salary for civil engineers is nationally 95,490, pretty competitive wage. California employs the highest number of civil engineers at 46,300, employed at 109,890 yearly salary.
So a recent development from the last 5 years is that civil engineers have begun to use drones as a way to survey lands instead of just going there themselves. They found that this way is a lot cheaper, quicker, more precise, and safer, because if you were to employ a person, you have the risk of putting them in harm's way. You have the expenses of transporting them there, hospital fees if something happens. But with the drone, you're able to accurately see the lines of your build and the measurements without having to risk a human life.
Professional societies are organizations and associations made up of people who are from the same profession. Some civil engineering professional societies include the American Society of Civil Engineers, the American Concrete Institute, the Earthquake Engineer Research Institute, and the United States Society of Dams. Just because societies have America or the United States in the title doesn't necessarily mean they're domestic. The American Society of Civil Engineers has members in over 170 countries, and some societies can focus on specific parts of the field. So the American Concrete Institute focuses on concrete and has a seal of approval for concrete that reaches its quality standards.
Some of the typical coursework that's necessary to get a bachelor's degree in civil engineering include classes in the topics such as math, physics, thermodynamics, and engineering economy. Some of the courses that are offered at CSULB that count toward a civil engineering degree are Calculus 1, Civil Engineering 101, Survey and Mapping, and Mechanics and Heat and Physics.
So one thing that we learned was that civil engineering is the oldest discipline that continues to contribute to society today. So we remember that the ancient Egyptians and the Sumerians pioneered civil engineering, and all of those techniques are pretty much still affecting us today.
And then we also learned that the industry has been growing at a rapid pace. So there is kind of a lot of want for civil engineers, and it's a good major to get into at this time.
In addition, civil engineers cover all areas of urban designs, including traffic lights, underground construction, environmental planning, etc. So essentially, what we encounter in our daily lives, whether that is driving or walking, most likely a civil engineer was tasked for that job.
We also learned that they have a diverse set of coursework that they need to complete their degree. So this can range from things such as chemistry to CAD classes to physics and even basic level calculus.
Different developments have been made to improve the industry, such as the drone example mentioned before, and also 3D modeling software that helps engineers create new models.
And lastly, that some of the responsibilities include mining and clearing out lands for buildings. Thank you.